Hi, I'm Ryan McCaffrey with Official Xbox Magazine. We're in San Francisco with Kim Swift. I have Airtight Games. You may know that name. She was a certain designer of a certain little game you've probably enjoyed and played called Portal at Valve. Now at Airtight with a game called Quantum Conundrum.
Yep.
For those of our listeners, viewers that have not yet seen anything on Quantum Conundrum, can you give us the basic overview?
Yeah, all right. So Quantum Conundrum is a first-person environmental puzzle game where you play as this kid who's been dropped off on your uncle's doorstep for the weekend by your parents. And as you enter his home, a disaster happens, and suddenly he goes missing.
Now he's trapped in another dimension. Wait, what?
And it's up to you to try and find your uncle while at the same time lifting the lockdown on this house, which, as it turns out, is actually almost like a giant laboratory because your uncle is Professor Fitzquadrangle, who is a famous inventor and scientist. And you actually get to play with his latest invention, which is called the Interdimensional Shift Device, or IDS device. It allows you to switch dimensions on the fly whenever you want. So you get these different dimensions, like fluffy dimension or reverse gravity dimension, and you're able to switch to and from them at any time. And you use each one of these as a tool in your arsenal to be able to solve different puzzles and challenges.
Now, the general framework of this might sound a little familiar to Portal fans. Are first-person puzzle games just in your blood? You just see them when you sleep?
They're just fun. I mean, they're fun to make, first of all. Working on Portal, I had such a great time, and so I wanted to make more games like it, and had an idea for this game and pitched it to my team at Airtight, and they got behind it, and we made it.
How do you design a game like this? Does it start with just one concept, like multiple dimensions? Like, where does it begin with something like this?
Yeah, I mean, it always starts with the base core concept of gameplay. And so in this instance, I wanted to make a game where you could open dimensional rifts and travel between dimensions within the same space. I thought, that's a very classic sci-fi cliche that I thought would be really fun to take advantage of as a fully implemented gameplay object.
Today we're here playing the trial portion of the game that'll be the trial version when it does come out on Xbox Live Arcade. Can you kind of walk us through a quick example of what's one of the puzzles in which you kind of have to use multiple dimensions within one scenario?
Sure. So there is a level in the trial that you have to basically build a staircase out of these safes. So there's a series of dolly devices, which are cloning machines, and it's what in the game will give you the gameplay objects that you need to utilize for a puzzle.
Right.
And so there's 4 of them. She'll throw up 4 stacks of safes, and then a laser will start, and it'll go from right to left and start to scan through all of the boxes, or safes in this instance, destroying them all.
Right.
And so it's up to you to actually use heavy dimension to be able to time it properly, so that way you can create a staircase because heavy, in addition to actually making things heavier, it turns them into a really dense metal, so lasers don't actually affect them. And then, once you cross that stair, you have to get access to the fluffy battery, which will power fluffy dimension for that level, plug it in, and then you'll have to get past another laser field by picking something up in fluffy, throwing it, and then switching to heavy at the last minute.
Like to break it through a window, for instance.
Yeah, to break it through a window or to block lasers, and that kind of rapid fire twitch to switch back and forth between these dimensions, utilizing the physical properties in each one.
How long can we expect the full game to be? I mean, the trial was about 20 minutes or so, and easily left me wanting more. What's the full game clocking in at?
So it greatly varies per player. We are getting anywhere between 6 hours to 12 hours, depending on the player. There are 3 sections to the game, each one kind of featuring a particular dimension.
Right.
And having that be a theme for the section. And each one of those is taking anywhere between 2 to 4 hours per player.
And when can we expect Quantum Conundrum to hit Xbox Live Arcade?
Quantum Conundrum will be on XBLA this summer. I don't have a street date yet, but stay tuned.
Thanks very much, Kim.
Yeah.
Quantum Conundrum, coming to your dimension in early 2012.